Hello everyone, it's me Bridget. I am trying to participate in the dephemerember this year, which is hosted by Luise and Barbara. They both have a YouTube channel, so I'm gonna link them for you in the description so you can go and check them out. It's so much fun to watch their videos. It's so inspiring. They're such amazing artists, and they have such great ideas. And I was hoping that I can get a little bit more practice in with collage this way because well, to be quite honest, I kind of suck at it. So I figured I need practice, and this is a really good way to get the practice in and have fun along the way and maybe make some, some neat stuff. So I do make journals. I love making journals. I'm just not very good at using them, to be honest. So anyway, that being said, I've been hoping that I would have more time participating this year. However, there is a lot going on right now. We go grocery shopping only once a month, so that takes a couple of days, especially since we don't have a car. We do everything by bus, so everything takes twice or three times as long as it would take any other person. And so the first week of the month we're like super busy. We're constantly on the go to get everything done, and then it settles down. And this year we also are expecting our first grandchild, so I might be gone an entire week later on this month to be with my daughter and to help her out when the new baby is there, and get to know our new family member. So we're really looking forward to that. But until then, I was thinking, I give it my all. And the first couple of prompts, I didn't have everyday time to make something, so I decided if I miss a day, I'm just going to put that prompt in with the next day. And so if I have to put 2 or 3 days together into one prompt, I will do it. I'm really trying to make all these prompts, so I can show you what I have done so far. Not that it's amazing, but full disclosure, not everything is always great. So the very first one I'm not going to show anybody because I totally hate it, and I'm going to redo it, so it doesn't count. Okay, the next one was, I think this was the second one. It was playing cards and journaling card, I think. I'm not sure. I can't remember the prompt. I don't have the list printed out, so I have to look it up online all the time. So journaling cards made me think of Alice in Wonderland. I had this little rabbit. I couldn't find an Alice, so I used the flower fairy because, it's what you do. I'm honestly also, another reason I want to participate in this is because I have so much stuff that I want to use up. I have papers and clippings, and this is one of my ephemera books that I just recently made. Bollenhut art inspired me to make this. I will link that video below as well. I think at least I'm gonna link to her channel if I can find and that's not even all. I think I may have to make 3 or 4 more because I have so much, and right now it's all stored in just a bag down there and I can't find anything. Anyway, long story short, I want to use up some stuff, so I just basically slapped everything on here that I could find. Here's a dried leaf of my fiddle leaf fig plant that my cat destroyed, and in the back it's just journaling space. It's not the best. I'm not very proud of it, but here it is. It was a try. At least I made something, I figured, So the next one was this one. The prompt was coin envelope and recycled art. I think these were 2 days again too. Coin envelope and recycled art and tag or journaling card and bright colors, something like that. Anyway, the paper I made the coin envelope out is some rust-dyed paper I have. I put some golden and turquoise ink spritzer on there, and the inside has the bright colors. A little bit more of the turquoise ink I have, and some purple. I put again some golden splatters on there. These hydrangea flowers I found the day that this prompt actually, or one of these two prompts was actually supposed to be made, when I was out and about with my husband grocery shopping, and I figured I'll pick these up and put them in the piece that I'm making. At least, you know, something from that day is on there. And this photo is from a friend of mine, Sandy. Hey, Sandy. She buys old photos in thrift stores and antique shops and wherever she can find them, especially if they have names on the back, so she can trace the families and reunite the photos with their families. She's a really great researcher. She has a blog. I'm going to link her blog under it in the description. It's really cute, just little reads about the historical research she does, and it's really, really sweet. So she gave me a bunch of her photos because sometimes people are not interested in getting those photos back, and sometimes she just can't find anybody, so she ends up with a whole bunch, and she gave me some to play around with, and I used this one here because I think she's really cute. And the back is just a journaling card where you can, you know, write some thoughts on it. So that was one or two prompts, I really don't remember, but that was a thing. And then the next one is here. The prompt was ticket and numbers or sentiment. I have an old typewriter. It's up in the closet, and it's a bear to bring down and actually use. So I don't do it very often. I probably should and just write out a couple of sentences with it. But anyway, I didn't take it out, so it doesn't have a sentiment, but it does have numbers. I remembered I got this a few weeks ago at the thrift store for $1. It's not an antique one. They had a vintage one last year, I think, which I really, really wanted, but I wasn't going to spend $10 on it. So I got this one for $1, and it works just fine. And I used it for the first time. And so this are the numbers. And this is an old ring from the face of a watch, of a, you know, wristwatch. I made my son take it apart, and I glued this on here. None of this fits together, really. I don't know why I put the mushrooms on it. I really honestly have no idea. I made the pocket ticket shaped, and then I put some journaling cards inside to have a place to write, and it's just here with a little clothespin because I'm not sure where I actually want it or if I want to work some more on it, because again, none of this fits really together, but here it is. And today I was really, really organized. I had my phone there. I was going to tape everything. I had all my things, my watercolors, my paints, everything I needed all lined up. My son and my husband went out to go get the rest of our groceries today. So I had the house to myself, everything lined up. And then my phone didn't work. I started recording. I started working on it. My husband came home. I paused the video so I could help put things away and, you know, just visit a little. And when I came back, I noticed that it hadn't recorded at all. At all. So I just finished it, and I figured I'd give you another rundown, and I'll try this again with the next prompt I make. I'm so sorry. Anyway, so here we are. Today's prompt actually had 3 days worth of prompts in today's project because I haven't had time the last 3 days, and then I wasn't feeling well. So anyway, it had feathers, bingo card, handwritten memory, loaded tag, beads, postage stamp, dangle. So I figured let's just put this all in one because why not, right? So I remembered for my handwritten memory that my daughter and her husband gave me this. This is a honeycomb from from my son-in-law's bees, and they were bringing it up here, and my daughter had it in her hand, and she jumped out of the truck, and it fell down, and she was sliding still down at the same time, and she landed right on the honeycomb. I mean, you could probably, you know, if you wanted to do that, it wouldn't have happened, but they brought it up here anyway because they figured Mom can do something with it, and I have kept it for over a year now and not been able to do anything with it, and I figured I'm gonna use this as my memory because why not? B is my nickname. So I love bees. I love everything about bees. I love honey. Anyway, I figured why not make this bee themed. This is a bee that I've done a while ago. I got new watercolors and I wanted to try out the shimmer. So look at, isn't it cute? So I made a little bee out of it. And then I have this little dangle. I'm not big on dangles, to be honest, because I don't know, I'm not big on them. But I remembered I had these little bee charms and the little like wooden flowers. I don't know if you can see it. It's really dark already outside. And I put a little blue bead on here because all this yellow, there needed to be some blue. And this is just a regular clothespin that I bent a little. I have these little clothespins with the bulb on the end because I use them for stitch markers. But right now I cannot, well, I have one somewhere and I can't find where I put it. It's somewhere in my knitting stuff. And when I find it, I'm going to replace this regular safety pin with that bulb thing, safety pin, or maybe I buy some. Anyway, so here's the dangle. And then I didn't put the feathers on, doesn't go with the theme. I figured whatever. I had a bingo card, I used it, I no longer have a bingo card. My printer doesn't work at the moment, so I can't really print one out either. So I had the idea, I got this birthday card, I don't know when, but I got it, and I cut off the part that was written on because I figured, oh, I can cut it up, make a little tag out of it or something. And then it occurred to me I could use it as a stencil and like make this little bingo card looking thing. So this is how it started, right? I figured the beeswax and the bingo. So I made the bingo card in the back and I ended up really hating it. So I tried to knock it back with a stamp that I put over the top, which was even worse. And then I knocked it back with some of my watercolors. This paper is just paper that we buy flour in bulk and sugar, and our flour and sugar comes in paper bags. And so this is where this paper came from. So it's not really all that great when you want to put watercolors on it. But so I tried it and I hated that too, to be honest. So I figured I'm just gonna cover the whole thing up with something. And then I started working on the tag. I made these little bees to go with a big bee, and I wanted to put them on the tag. And I used one of these envelopes that come in with the windows. And I felt like really smart. I put honey-colored watercolor on the envelope and I did some printing with my stamp over it. I really, really liked it. And then in order to not mess up the window with my stamp, I put washi tape over it. Because washi tape is easy to remove again. But this washi tape is the washi tape from hell and it's stuck like crazy. And when I removed it again, it tore the envelope right here, that window. It tore it right there. So I didn't want to redo the whole thing. I just stuck on some honey-colored washi tape because why not at this point? I was so discouraged already. But I didn't want to give up. And then I had a really hard time cutting out these bees because I used the thickest watercolor paper I have. And it was really hard to cut them out with my little craft knife and my scissors. And, so it was all like, this is just not working. And with all this going on, I was so distracted that I forgot that the prompt was loaded tag and ended up making a little booklet instead of a loaded tag. So it is what it is. I'm not gonna, be angry about it. This is it now. This is me now. And I have a little bee booklet in here that I can now write in my handwritten memory. So I put this in here and I figured these little, I used the same stencil on here because it's sort of also a bit, if you squint your eyes and turn your head, reminiscent of honeycombs. So that went on here. and I just wrote bees because it looked a bit boring. And this goes in here. This is a belly band that I made. You can, you know, it goes all the way through. And I just hid it under a little bit of flowers because they go with bees, and a little bit of fluff because the bees have this little fluff on them, and feathers was a prompt, which honestly it doesn't work with this, so I didn't put the feather on. So what do I have? I have this, which, should we let it count as feathers? I don't know. No, I wouldn't let it count as feathers. I don't have a bingo card, but I sort of made one. The handwritten memory is going to go in here. I don't have a loaded tag, but I made the booklet instead. I used a bead. I didn't use a postage stamp. I did make the dangle. I did use a bead. I have the handwritten memory. I sort of did this, and I didn't make the loaded tag. Well, the postage stamp, I have some bee fabric, and when my sewing machine is working again, because it died too, when my sewing machine is working again, I plan on making some faux fabric postage stamps, and I probably just gonna pop it in here somewhere, and I think that will look cute. And then I also have the postage stamp when that happens. I don't know when, but I will show you. I promise I try to make the next stamp actually on the next prompt actually on camera. Give us all something to laugh at, because again, we now know why I don't do collages. I love making journals. I'm not good at using them. Anyway, here we are. This is the little journal that I made for, you know, for something else, but now I'm using it for this. And there you have it. Sorry, it didn't work. I promise I'll try to be better. I hope you all have a good evening. Bye.